Okay, so let's start today's class. So in today's class, we're gonna discuss about the data security. Okay, today we are going to see about the data security. Okay, so if you see or if you think about the data security, before coming to data security, we have seen something like a user management, right? User management in the sense how to like add the user, how to add the user, how to deactivate the user, okay, how to deactivate the user. Then also we have seen how to freeze the account of the user. Like we have seen these three: how to add the user, how to deactivate the user, and how to freeze the account of the user. So now what we are going to do is, once we have added the user, where we are going to add the user. So if you take our cloud Salesforce organization, okay, our Salesforce organization, this is our Salesforce organization. So we have a company, and in this company we have like a so one organization or one environment or Salesforce environment. In this, what we have done is, in the last class, what we have done is, we have added the user, some text user we have added to this organization. So now user is added into your organization. This is the first level of security. If you say this is the first level of security, if you think, suppose if you say a there is one building, there is another building. Now, or let's say this is school 1 or this is school 2. Now, if you say this is school 1 and school 2, these school students can enter only this school, okay? And these school students can only enter this school, right? Now, if you want to provide access to this user, or I mean this student, to this school, you have to provide admission in this school only, okay? Admission in this school. Similarly, if you want to provide this user access to this school or admission in this school, so you have to provide in this school only admission, okay? Now, this is one organization. If you want users to enter into this organization and access whatever we say, like objects, fields, okay, objects, fields, or even the actual data, records, then you need to add the user into this organization only. If you provide this user access, like add the user into this organization, then what we have seen in the last class, you will get a URL to log in and username, okay, username and password, okay. With these two, they can use this URL to log into this organization. This is like a first level of security or first level of barrier uh, to enter into this organization that we have seen in the last class. So we have provided the access to the user to enter into this class. So till this is it's clear, right, Harvit?
Yes, sir.
Now, now what we are going to see is, user got into this organization. Now user is added into this organization. Not only this user, say this is user A, and let me say there is another user, user 2, or sorry, user B, and there is another user, user C. Okay. There are three users, user A, user B, and user C. Now, the users are not only students. Suppose this organization is like some school organization or some, let's say, coaching institute. Let's call this coaching institute as a SFKC. So SFKC coaching institute. Now in this what we will be having? We will be having students, we will be having instructors, I mean the trainers, as well as we will be having administrators. Then we will be having some counselors, HR people. So like that, there will be different type of users will be existing in this your organization. Not only one user, right? Now, each user, suppose, let's say the user A is of like some administrator, the admin, okay, administrator of this institute, admin of this institute. Now there is a user B, then this user B will say trainers, trainers of this institute. Then user C, obviously, let's say the students of this institute, okay, the students of this institute. Now there are three different kinds of users. One is admin, one is trainers, and one is students. Similarly, there will be different kinds of objects, right? We have seen this example while we are studying about the objects, fields, relationships, lookup. So, in such examples, we have seen that objects will be of different types, custom objects. Suppose if I am running the institute where I am training the students, then obviously I may be having the objects such as student object, trainer or instructor object, then as well as I will be having the courses object, whatever the courses I am going to teach the students, then I will be having the like other all employees object. So like this I may be having different objects. Now my question is, should the students have the access to instructors data? Are you getting my point? Should a teach a student to student, should a student need to have the access to the trainer object, like what is the trainer phone number, like where the what subject trainer is going to teach, what is the salary of the trainer? Should a student need to know this all? No, right?
Uh,
Obviously no. Because why means one second. Why means the object, instructor object is specifically for instructors, or even the admins can see, admins, the management, I mean like principals, if it's a school then it's a principal, or if it's another coaching, should the management need to see the trainer's object, but students need not to see the trainers or the other objects. Obviously the students can see the course object, like what is the course features, I mean course fee, course curriculum, or like whatever the course details, they need to have the access. But instructors object, like their salaries, their personal info, or their assigned students to them, these all info student user need not to see these all things. Then what or how can we restrict particular type of users to not to access particular type of object? This is another level of security. Okay, the first level of security, what happened? This complete the one organization is there. So this organization will have some URLs and user need to have like a login username and password. So that we will, if we create, then the user is entering into this organization. So Salesforce organization will be displayed for the user. But after that, this user should not have access to all the objects, all the records, all the data. For particular type of user, there should be particular type of restriction to access the data, whether it may be fields, objects, or the records. So this scenario is clear, right? How we will provide such access? What are the concepts we are going to see? We'll see. But this scenario is clear, right? Once user enter into the organization, we have a need to restrict the user of particular type to not to access the data of particular object or fields or records. Okay. Let me clear few things only. Did you remember the concept of metadata and data?
Yes, sir. It is a type of data of data.
So data of data is nothing but the metadata, right? That's what we have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is the actual data? What is the actual data? So
Like fields, records, objects.
yeah, not exactly fields. The data inside the fields. Suppose these records, we can say the actual data, right? These records, we can say actual data. Any record, if you open, it's a actual data. Suppose if you open a contact, Kalyan, so its phone number, the values inside the fields in the record will be the actual data, right? Other than this, the page layouts or apps, what we say tabs, right? These all objects, even objects, fields, these all are not the actual data. Data which hold the data or data of the data. Okay. Then can I say this as a metadata? Can I say this as a metadata? Now, now this is metadata. Okay. This is data. We have to make sure clearly that for what we are restricting the users. Are we restricting a particular user for metadata, or are we restricting the particular user for the actual data, the records, the actual data? So if you make this concept clear now, it will be very easy. If you want if you want the user to restrict to these things, the metadata, then the concept we have to learn or the concept we have to use is profiles. Okay, profiles, and we'll see in depth again. Profiles and permission sets. Suppose if you want the users restrict the access or provide the access to the records or record level access, we say, or the actual data access, then we have to use organization wide defaults, the first step of restriction. And the second, we have roles or we say role hierarchy. Then we have let's say I mean the sharing rules. The sharing rules. Then the last one we have is manual sharing. Okay, manual sharing. If you want to restrict or provide the access to the particular type of users for the objects and we say object level access, and next field level access or the other metadata, whatever we have, page layouts, application, the apps, we say we have sales app, service app, right? So even we can say that the particular user should only you can see the sales app but not the support app, the other apps, and even the tabs. We have the tabs, right? Account tab, opportunity tab, case tab, so like that. So we can restrict the user not to see a particular tab as well. So such kind of restrictions can only be possible from the profiles as well as the permission sets. Okay, this thing you have to clearly keep in the mind that if you are restricting the user for this metadata, mainly we use for this only objects and fields, but even this also comes into the account when we are dealing with the profiles and the permission sets. Okay, if you want to restrict or provide the access for the record or we say record level access, then we have to keep in mind how we are going to give organization wide defaults, roles, sharing rules, and manual sharing. Okay, these are the four things you have to keep in the mind. Now, now, okay. So this simple thing is clear, right? This simple thing. I'm going to erase now. So that's it. If you want to take a like a screenshot, you can take, or if you will be having a recording, obviously. Okay. So whenever I do some admin task in the initial stages of my job, what I used to do is I used to draw a chart like this. I used to draw a chart like this for metadata. So because obviously as we keep on learning, it will get easy. But when we live, when we won't see this concept for a few months, even we will forget the things like oh, when to use the profile, when to use the role. Even sometimes when we take the interview, few of the candidates could not answer the difference between the profile and the role. What is the main difference? So in such scenarios, what I used to do is I used to draw such a like a four chambers, like a four diagram like this. I used to mention like this metadata and data. Now this metadata obviously we have seen till now. I mean I have seen till now. Like for the metadata, we use profiles concept. So we use them for metadata like objects, such kind of things. We use profiles and the permission sets. Then for the data, actual data, we say like let's call it as a records or record level access. Then we use organization wide defaults. Then after that, roles, sharing rules will come into the account. So why these four things? We say for metadata we use profiles and permission sets, and for the data we use organization wide defaults, roles, sharing rules. I can keep here only, but I have divided it into four things now. These are the two things, and these are the two things. Why? Because this upper layer is there, right? This is the basic thing. That should be the basic thing for a user. If he is the part of Salesforce in your company, then he should definitely have the profile. This we say, one second, this we say as a baseline. Okay, baseline means the profile for a user is a mandatory thing, as well as these organization wide defaults are there, right? These organization wide defaults for objects, especially for objects, these are the mandatory thing. This is the base rule. Okay, we can't create a user without a profile. There should be definitely a profile associated for the user. That profile will decide what user going to see, edit, delete, or update or create in your Salesforce organization. This is the basic. Now, why permission sets then? If after creating the profile, after giving multiple permissions also, if there are group of 10 people, let's suppose there are 10 teachers or 10 instructors you have in your, I mean, sales your company. Then two users, out of them, two users not only teach the things, they are also going to manage the admin things. So then in such scenario, what you are going to do is you will create a permission set, so that this permission set is like a addition to the profile. Addition, add-ons. We say like let's imagine like an add-on. This is the base. For sure, you have to have a profile for 10 users. Out of 10 users, if two users need to see the salary kind of thing, the accommodation, I mean the admissions. So then what you do is you create a permission set in your setup settings, then that permission set you will assign to these two users. This permission set, what it have? It will have the edit access, write access, or create access to the salary fields in the employees and admissions for the students. So that permissions you will create in the settings and assign to this two users out of 10. Now two users are having some special privileges. 10 users having same profile, but these two users having some special privileges, some add-on. That add-on you can provide using what? Permission set. Permission set. So this you have to keep in mind when you are creating the profile. So when you are creating the user profile is a mandatory thing. That is a baseline. So that decides what the user is going to access in your Salesforce organization. If after doing that also, if there needs to be like some add-on permissions for particular users, then that users belongs to the instructor profile, the trainer profile only. But even they can do the admin task. So you create a permission. You can't change the profile, na? If you go and change the profile, what happens? He will lose the permission. He will lose like a few things which are related to the trainers. So he should have the trainer. Then apart from that, with add-on to that, he should have the like permission such as like admissions or like employees. Okay, that is the permission set. So same applies. This is for the users. This is for the users. Now these users part is this side. For user, if you are going to create, profile will decide what does the metadata like objects, fields, apps, tabs, page layout that user is going to access. If there is add-on needed, additional permission needed, then you create a permission sets. Okay. Theoretically, if you understand the concept now, then practically there is nothing. You have to follow the steps in the trial head challenge. If you do, then that's completed. But theoretically, you have to understand these things. Now, let's talk about the like record level access. Record level access. Object in the sense records inside these objects, data inside these objects. Now, there is a user. Okay, there is a student. Let's say student. Now, student should see the student object, right? Student can see the student object. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So he can see its his marks, his like his attendance. So he can track it. Should a student should see other students' records, other students' marks, other students' records? Not needed, right?
No.
The complaints, the whatever the feedback given by the teachers or parent on that object, he on that particular record of the other student. Suppose there is a Harini and there is a Harmit. Harmit need not to see the Harini's record. Harini need not to see the Harmit's record. So in such scenario, can I say a student user can access the student object?
Yes.
This scenario clearly you have to observe. There is 1 second. 1 second. Video got off. Voice, it's okay, or sometimes is it very low?
No, is it clear? It is clear, very clear.
Okay, okay. So let's say now, let's say yeah. So let's say there is a student user, okay, or okay, we'll create another user here. There is a student user. Then there is a student object. Student object. Okay. There is student user. There is a student object. Now, this student user should see the student object. That's fine. But he should not see the student records. He should see the student object. Means if he log in, then inside that application, in our application, he should see the student tab. Inside that, he can see the student record. Only his record he need to see. Okay. But he should not see the record of other
The student.
students. So in such case, what we have to do is, I will just erase few things. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Student user should see the student object. But what is, he should see only his object. Okay, but not the other student's object. Okay, he should not see the other student's object. So in such scenario, what we can do is, there is something called as organization by defaults. By default, any of the student record, whatever the record you say, whatever the record you take in the student object, that should be private. Okay, that should be private. What is meant by private means, that user can see only that user's account. That user's, I mean, if that student, if the student is the owner of that particular record, then only he can see his record. But no other person can see his record. Means this user, this record, and the other user, other record. The record which is owned by his, owned by himself. Okay, but not like this. Okay, this is not possible. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So such type of setting, what we can do as a private. Okay, there is a course. There is a course object now. There is a course object. Course object means what? The parent should have the access. The trainer should have the access. The student should have the access. Even everyone can have the access to the course object, right? The fees, the curriculum, everyone can see that.
Yes.
Then that I can say public, right? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Public. Now there is a small thing here. There is a small thing here. It's public. Public means what? I can read, I can write, right? I am the student. I go to the like a Salesforce platform developer one training course. Then I will change the fees of the course. Can I do that?
You can.
Yeah, because it's public. They
Yes.
have told it's public, then I can do anything. Then what they have done is, if all the users need to see that, but not edit, means should not touch it. They should see that, just they have to see. They should not create new courses. They should not there are few users. I mean, suppose like take an example of a student. Students should only see the the course objects records, but not editing or deleting that. In such scenario, what we can do is public only. There is public read only, public read write. Public read write means what? Any of the student can come there and edit it and delete it, whatever they can do. Okay, such type of things come under public read write. But this course now, they should see it, but not edit or delete it. That what we can do, public, but read only. Student object is instructor object, other objects private. Only this course object is like a public, but read only. Okay, there is a complaints. there is a complaint. If suppose there is some no organization will have a particular object completely public read write, because every object is confidential, right? So only in few of the cases we will be having public read write option. Okay, if there is public read right now, I can go and edit my colleague's record. Colleague can come and edit my record. Any of my juniors, any of my seniors can do any of such operations on any of the record of that particular object. So that's why we always make sure we do private only. If if there is a like a need to do the additional permission for these records, what we have rules, we have sharing rules, we have manual sharing. These we have again add-ons, but at the initial stage we have to make sure that it's private or public read only. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
This is like a chain. First you have to restrict the user. First you have to restrict the user. If he wants few additional permission, then set the role hierarchy. Upon student, you set the trainer. Upon trainer, you set the administrator. Upon the administrators, you set the CEO. Then what happens? These students record, trainer can see. Trainers records, I mean, the superior person in the role hierarchy, the administrators can see. The admins and everyone's record, the CEO can see. So such type of thing, we have like a role hierarchy, so that we make it private only. We make the object private, but private again we have a checkbox. We have a simple checkbox in the settings that will say parents can see. I mean, the parents are role hierarchy persons can see. That means what? If there is a trainer upon a student, trainer can see all students record. Na? That is what it's meaning. And administrator can see all the students record and all the trainers record. But the trainer can't see the other trainers records. Even I'm the coaching. I'm the coach of the suppose Java. Then I need not to see the I mean the students, the notes of the Python lecturer, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's such kind of restriction we have on the same level, but the superior person can see it. Such type of add-on is called as role hierarchy. That is the add-on. But initially, what we have to maintain? Restriction only. If you want, you have to give a freedom. That is like add-on. But baseline is private or public read only. If there is something which everyone can access, everyone can edit, then you give a public read, right? Is it clear? What is organization-wide defaults? Defaultly organization-wide, what is the object level access for every person? You make it private. If you want to give the access, then we have additional add-ons. Even the manual sharing. Manual sharing also there. Manual sharing means what? If suppose I am going on a leave, but there are my students who needs to be evaluated or need to correct the like their sheets, such kind of thing. In such kind of things, what you do in the schools, you hand over your papers to them, right? The other student, other teacher. Similarly, manually, I can say this record, I can give access to this user. There is a settings. So that is called manual sharing. Now, roles you understand, right? Roles, the hierarchy. Manual sharing also you got like example. There is something called sharing rules. There is something called sharing rules. What is sharing rule is, there is like a hundreds of records. I'm the math, I'm the Java lecturer, then there is the Python lecturer. If not this is not the example. Let's say some good example like you are having like a new admissions. Okay, you are having a new admissions. Then I can only take the admissions of Java. Okay, I am going to evaluate the student on his basic programming skills. Then I am going to take the admissions of Java. There is a Salesforce admin, my colleague. Then he needs to, or he is a trainer for that. He needs to take the admission for those students. But I can't say there is an admission object. Suppose there is a one more object called as admissions. Admissions, or say request from the students from the online portals we will receive, right? So such kind of thing we have. If they fill the application, if there is a open object public read, right? So in that so not public read, right, sorry, let's say private object that user logged in and a user fill up the form. In that form, if there is in the which course tick mark is there, right? Pick list or something fields we can write, we can have, right? So if that pick list value is Java, then that records I need to access. Basically, it's a private. But sharing rule, what it is saying? There is a sharing rule written. If there is a particular value in this particular field of this particular object's record, then it should get access to the particular user. If in that form, in that particular field, like a course selected, there is a platform developer or a Salesforce admin, then that record can be accessed or should be shown to which user? The my colleague, the other user. So basically that that admission or the approval, I mean the requests are private. Means I can see only my records, he can see only his records, which I create or which he create. But if there are new incoming requests, then in that particular field, if there is a particular value, I'll write in the like a formula kind of thing, I'll write in the sharing rule, then I can access that record. Are you getting my point? This is a sharing rule I am telling. I am writing the sharing rule. Basically, it's a private, but I want to access. On what condition, on what criteria I can access? If there is a particular value in the particular field, then only I can access that record. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is what the sharing rule is. We'll go in depth, we'll see the scenarios, we'll understand the concepts practically, but theoretically, this is overall data security. This is overall data security. So this data security concepts mainly runs behind the profiles and the roles. Organization by default, you'll set one time. Roles you'll set one time. But sharing rules, manual sharing, what happens? It's add-on. Anytime you need it to provide additional permission to the particular user on my records, on other records, then you can give the sharing rule. I mean, you can set up the sharing rule, or you can do the manual sharing at that time. Same applies to the permission sets. Profiles are the baseline, but the permission sets, it's like add-on. Okay? It's like add-on. So what are the things you have to keep in the mind while dealing with the data security? First is user management. How to add the user, how to deactivate the user, how to freeze the account of the user, how to restrict the password, like how many characters password and login hours, login IP ranges. So these all I have told you in like previous classes. So you can go in the user management section or the in the data security there is the first module, so in that even you cover this all things again, addition, deletion, these all IP ranges, means setting the password policies. We say password policies. So these all you'll cover. Once user entered into your organization, then you have to keep them in the mind that to give the profiles, to give the permission set if you need add-on. Again, when it comes to objects, each object should have a definitely one organization-wide default setting, either private, public read only, or public read write, depending upon the like nature of the objects. So then after that, if you have any need to give that objects records to a particular user, then you can set the role hierarchies. Then after that, if you want to give the add-ons, more sharing rules you can apply. So even it's a private, on basis of particular condition, that record can be accessed by a particular user. Same applies to manual sharing. Okay, these are the things you have to keep in mind while dealing with the like data security questions. Is it clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go some practical. You have a laptop open with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me go to the setup. So we'll talk about the profiles now. Okay. So if you okay. If you go to this, then you will be having object manager. In the object manager, you will be having some objects, right? So like that, I have student object created. Okay. Then I have created instructor object as well. Okay. Then I have created class. Okay, not needed for class as of now. Just will keep in the mind of like keep in the mind for student object as well as the what object? Instructor object. Okay.
Instructor.
Now once we have gone.
This permission will be done. Permission. Like if we have done permission before while we are creating the object, so
Mhm.
afterwards we can change it.
Yeah, we can change it. We
Like
can.
sometimes we will use a pick list, checklist, or
Yeah, we can
sometimes we
change
will
it
use
anytime.
another object. Okay.
So suppose if this is there, right? This is called sharing settings. Inside the sharing settings, suppose if I click on edit, basically if I what we have student and instructor if you take, it's public read, right? Anyone can create, anyone can read. If a particular
Okay.
user have access to this instructor object in his profile, then he can do anything. So what I do is I keep private. Okay, private, even the teacher private, the class private. Okay. So grant access using hierarchies means if it is private, but whoever is above is a role, na? Suppose student is there. If I
Mm-hmm.
keep in the role hierarchy the instructor above the student, then instructor can see all the students record. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So then I can do check here, check. Student record is there, but instructor should not see the student record, even he is above the hierarchy. So such kind of thing he can here only I can do. But now I am leaving as this. Let's save it. One or more sharing has been initiated. Okay. It takes like few minutes. Let's take the time. Let it take the time. Then we'll go to the users. Inside the users, we'll create a new user. So before going to create the user, let me create a profile first. So these are the standard profiles. Okay, these are the standard profiles. Chatter free. These like we have some standard profiles. So this minimum access system administrator. System administrator means he can do anything. You know, right? This one.
Yeah.
System
Yes,
administrator
yes,
can
sir.
do anything. So standard platform user, standard user. So there are like this. Now I want to create a new profile. So instead of creating new profile, what I'll do is there is a standard user profile. So that I will take. Okay. Then I'll name it as a student profile. Okay. We will not have student profile, just a student. So now let's go to object settings. Inside this is a profile now got created, which is a clone. Means mostly it is, I mean, almost all everything it is same as a standard profile only, standard user profile, which I cloned. Now I can do some modification here, even field level security. Then even I can have the object level. Let me type it here. Hmm. So, give me 1 minute. So this is the standard object permissions. Let me see the custom object permission. Yeah, custom element permission we have. Sorry, I need to click on edit. So if you click on edit, you need to go to this standard object permission and the custom object permission. Custom object permission, it don't have anything. Why? We have kept it private, right? And
Yes, sir.
as well as it's a standard user, means not a system administrator. System administrator will have access to everything, but it's a standard user profile I have cloned. Na? So he don't have any permission. So student should see the classes, okay, and see the students of his own, but not create, but he can edit his own, okay, and he should not delete. Is it clear till here?
Clear.
So click on save. Let me create, let me clone this and create instructor. Instructor profile. Let me save it. Then let me click on edit. Go to the custom object permission. So instructor can schedule new classes, read the existing classes. Even if you want, he can delete the existing classes. Then he can see, create and not create. He can read and edit the students. Only admins can able to see the like their students data. Even he can read the instructor's data of his own because it's private, obviously. So he can see only his own record. Then he can edit his phone number. If you want, he can edit it. He can do anything on that. So students, he should not create, he should not delete, only read and edit it. Okay. Admins need to create the students or create the instructors. So this is clear. Save the profile. Now this is done. Let me go and create the user now. New user. Let's say Army. Your email ID?
Harmeet Kaur,
Army.
504.
Oh, 504.
04@gmail.com.
You have this login into your laptop, right?
Right, sir.
You will get a mail. So username SFKC. Let's keep it. User, okay. Let's say you are the instructor. Instructor. Company name. SFKC. Department. Java. So these are not needed. Just I'm giving it. Role I'm not specifying as of now because I haven't created an instructor role now here. These are the standard roles by default I have got. Not standard I can say. This is a trailhead playground now. So there are like a play roles given for you for us. So user license I give as a standard Salesforce platform user. No, oh sorry, Salesforce. Then profile, let me give it student, sorry, no student, instructor profile. Okay. Okay, it's okay. Now save it. So you are the no instructor. You may receive the like a link to reset the password. Go to that and click on that. Create the password and using the URL. Use that URL to log in into the system. You need to share your screen now. Okay. Amit, you there?
I'm there.
Okay. Please do that.
I think you should stop sharing screen.
Yeah. So please not share the screen now. After setting the password, you can share the screen.
Okay. I think in the mail you wrote KAUR. Now it is KOUR.
KOUR.
Ah,
Oh, okay. 1 second. K
OUR.
KOUR. Did you receive now? KOUR. Huh? I given KOUR.
I got.
Did you got that KOUR?
Yes, I got, sir.
Oh,
Oh. Mama class. Um,
Yeah, please tell. Once you set the password, let me share this URL to you. I'll share it in the chat.
Actually, when I'm opening this, it is asking username and password.
Okay. Can you share your screen now?
Ah,
Yes.
it is showing like this.
Can you go to the mail? You went to the mail? Not this.
Ah, yeah. This one I have to open, this link.
Delete my address. Go to this. Go back once. This is the first email, right?
Yes.
Did you click? If you click on that, it is opening this one. Huh?
Yeah, this one I'm getting.
1 second. Hmm. Go to the mail again. You will receive the mail. You can set the password here.
That.
Yeah.
Class.
Click on that app launcher. Open service application. You can see students. You can see classes. You can see instructors. Okay.
Yeah.
Click on the instructors. Okay. Is there option for you to create any instructor? No, right?
No, no.
Okay. Now I'll create the instructor as I am the admin, right? Let me
Yes.
let me share my screen now. So as I am the admin, means I can do anything because I have the profile of system administrator. So click on new. I'll click the new instructor name. Permit uh, instructor ID 001. So these are not the required fields. So click on save. Now you see if you can access. Can you share your screen? So click on instructors and reload the page. Okay. Click on recently viewed. Recently viewed. Click on all. You can't see
Yes.
because I have created on your name, but still I am the owner because these are private. If you remember in the org wide defaults, what I have done, I have set them as a private. Did you remember?
Private. Yes.
So only owner of this record can access their record, right?
Right.
So let me go to this. Harmit Kaur, you are the instructor. You have it as a user. Now you check it.
Is visible.
It is visible because you are the owner of that account. So that's why you can see it. Clear? You can't create it or you can't delete it. But if you click on that, click enter, you can edit them. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. Just go back. Just go back. Click on this arrow, down arrow on the right side. On the right side. No, no, not here.
Okay, sir.
On the Hermeet, you can edit it. You can change the owner.
Oh, no.
Means change the owner means manually you are sharing it to me. I am sharing it to you manually. Okay? But you can't delete it. Now let me share my screen. Even though, even though you are the owner, as I am the system administrator, I can delete it. Because I have view all modify all permission. For system administrator, no, not only read write access, he will be having view all records, delete all records.
All repeat.
So this is the privilege for the system administrator. I can create new things, I can delete new things. Now let me go to the students. So if I can you see the harness record?
On screen it is visible. In my eyes.
In yours, it won't be visible because even Harney object is also private now. Only the owners of the particular record, this record can only see this. Okay.
It is not showing. You haven't viewed any student recently that.
Yeah. So like that. So students are also private. If I give the access this to, let's say, not Harmit. You are not able to see this?
No.
No, right?
On student record, it is not coming.
Yeah. You are not the owner, Nana. You are not the owner, no? So let me go to one more concept. I'll explain this again, but just a small thing. Okay. Roles. Let me duplicate this one. Here we have sharing in the sharing settings. In the sharing settings, this student record is private. Okay.
Okay.
But here I have checked it. Why I checked it? Who is above the student, he can see the all the students, irrespective of if he is the owner or not. Okay? Did you got that? Means
Yes.
if student, I am the student, Harni is there. If Harni is the owner of the Harni record, then Harni can see it. But if you and me, even if we are not the owner of that record, we can see it. Only if I am above the student, I am above his profile. Okay? I'll show you. I'll show you. This is clear now. Here it is having that who is above the student profile can see it. Okay? Now go to the roles. Hmm. Not this one. Setup roles. So only these two roles is there. Inside this role, add role. I'll say instructor, role name instructor, role name as displayed on the reports. Okay. Save and new. Now there is a 1 second. Inside the below the instructor, there is a student role. This is not profile, this is role. Profile we created. That's why I mentioned there profile, student
Roles.
profile, instructor profile. Here I am just giving student and
Uh,
okay.
Instructor roles.
Yeah. So if we go to this role hierarchy inside, wait, 1 second. Let me go to again roles, setup roles. So CEO, CFO, everyone there. Below them, instructor there. Then below them, there is, where is the student? We create a student, right? Yeah, student is
Student
there.
is
It
there.
reports to instructor. Instructor is there who reports to CEO. CEO means he can, if I am the admin, I can, anyone can report to me. Like I can access anyone's record. This is not the particularly this should not be the way like how your organization is decided. Student above the above student, below the student there is, above the student there is instructor, above the instructor there is admin. The organization is different. This is particularly for record level access. Who can access that particular record if this is not the owner? Okay. The record is private. That object is private. And that private means what? Only owners of that particular record can access that record. But if there are instructors, there are other profiles above them, they should see them now. So that kind of situations can be handled by using the role hierarchy concept. Okay. Now this is clear. Now what we have to go again, we have to go to users because we have to assign the role to the users now. So if I go to Hermes, then I assign the role instructor. Profile is instructor profile. Profile is controlling what? Whether you can read or access the object.
Objects.
Now inside the object there is a record. So that record is controlling by what? Role.
Roles.
Okay. Only if I give role, no use before because inside the profile I say you should not access student record. If I go to role and give the access to the role record, you can't see the object only. How can you go to that record? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
First you have to go to the object, which is a metadata. Then only you can access the data inside the data. Okay. So if you want to go to the object first, if you want to see the object first, then that can be configured only inside the profile. Then in the next level is role. If you want to access the particular record, if that object is private, then how we can you do that? By using role concept. That I have done now. So I am saving. Now go and refresh your screen. And can you share it? This should come now. If not, I'll do the no, right?
No.
1 second. We have to create Harney because I am the administrator. The still this student record is not on the Harney's name now. If it is in the Harney's name, then above Harney you are there. You can see the Harney's record. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So here still the record is in my name. Okay. Let me create a new user. Harney. Let I'll give my ID itself. One second. So here R is not there. So we'll take my ID itself. 3001 SFKC. Right. Okay. So role I'll give it as a student now. Okay. Then identity standard platform. Oh, shit. This is the shit with I mean this application this trial had playground now only one user for one profile.
Okay.
Also one license gone now. Let me take another profile chatter free. We can't demo it. I need to create a developer org for this. Okay. Let's see the we can set up the profile anyway. Sorry, role anyway. Profile we give it as a standard platform user. Okay. Profile we can't change. I mean, we can't give this student profile. Let's give standard platform users. So it's not standard platform. Okay. Let's save it. Okay. Now on roll it's student. Okay. You are on roll instructor. Now go to the Harney. Before you transfer this, because the new owner needs read permission on it and related records. 1 second. Standard platform user profile. We need to edit it now because this standard profile. I'll tell you what it's saying now. This is one type of like scenario only. That role is there on the role. I told that I mean on the role he is below you. Okay, the Herni is below you. If I am trying to change the record of student record, it is telling that this profile, okay, this user's profile not have the access to the student object itself. So how can you give the access to this record? Okay. So why it's showing, I'll show you now. Go to the profile. Which profile it is? Standard platform profile, na? Standard platform user profile. If you click on edit, see, you don't have it. Okay. Now, even if you try to edit it now, you can't edit it. Why?
Because
Because it is standard one. Standard
yes.
profile cannot edit. We can't edit the standard profile. Only we can clone it and edit it. So this scenario, I am unable to show the demo now, but the main thing here is if I change this owner to Harnina, you will be able to access because Harni is student role and you are the instructor role. And I have told in the organization wide defaults, student is below the instructor and even the student object is private. I have checked in the checkbox that parents of this in the I mean the person who is above him or above this role in role hierarchy can access this person's records that I have set it up. Okay, in the organization wide defaults in the sharing settings, the sharing settings which we call as the organization wide defaults. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we have this. Tomorrow, what I do is I create one org and I'll make sure we have two users with two different profiles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Any questions till now?
No, no question.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now the task is this you have to complete. Okay. Till this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Even this is similar. If it's possible, you can complete till here. Okay. Let me open the WhatsApp. Let me delete it. I'll post the recording now itself. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Tomorrow same time. Huh? Try to be a little
Okay.
early. So we'll start at 7. Tomorrow we'll see more in depth of permission sets, which is add-on. And today we have seen the baseline, right? Organization
Yes.
defaults we have seen and profiles we have seen. So object
Okay.
level, how we can do control on the private public that we have seen. It is private, so you can't see the tag. If I do now public read only, you can see the harness record now. Shall I
Right.
show it? I'll show it. Wait. So, so sharing settings. Now inside the sharing setting, let me edit it. So student record is public read only. Public read only. I'm saving it. Can you open it now?
Meet budget. It is visible for me.
So
Her image recording.
as record because it's public read only. Now go and
Okay.
try to like create it. I mean, you have the
Edit.
edit access. You try to edit it.
Yes.
You have it. Just try to edit it. Just add a date of birth. It's public read only. But in your profile, what I have told, you can edit and read the any of the student record if you can see it. You are seeing, so you can edit it. Oh, you can't edit it? No, you can't give like that. Go up. Just remove that one. Well, let's not play with this one. Just to give phone number. Let's edit last name. Let it edit last name. M in place of M. Just you keep something. You don't have the necessary privileges. So it's true. You can only read it. Okay. Baseline. My mistake in the profile. Even I have given you the read and edit option for the student record. You are not owning this one. Na?
Right.
You are not owning this one. This is owned by someone else. So you can only read only. Clear? Clear? Question? Doubt?
No doubt.
Okay. So even though if you in your profile, if it is a read and edit permission for the student object, this student object is not owned by you. That's why you can't edit it. Now let me provide you the owner permissions for this profile. Okay, for this record, student record. Now you are the owner. I have provided the owner access. Now reload the page and edit the last name. You can do that. You have the rewrite access in
Yes.
your profile and you are the owner here. So two baselines, object level sharing settings baseline is on your side and the profile, which is the user level baseline, that is also on your side. So you can do anything with this, but not delete, but not create. This in the profile I restricted now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.